Hey everyone, I'm Melissa from Welcome to the Woods, and I'm so excited to be hosting tonight for Home Talk, the world's largest online DIY community. If you're tuning in between 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, I will be in the comments with you, so be sure to ask any questions you have and I'll answer them right away. We're going to get started with this window pane. I'm making a window pane design for fall for my entryway, and I'm just going to wipe it down because I want to make sure that it's ready for the paint that we're going to be putting on. If you're just tuning in, comment where you're tuning in from. I'm in Minnesota, and fall is in full swing here. There's so many leaves on the ground. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to be doing a design that says, "Hey there, pumpkin," in this cute calligraphy font. And I have a trick for writing on glass. Use a dry erase marker, and if you didn't know, dry erase just comes right off glass. So I can write what I want on this side that'll be displayed, and then I can flip over the window pane and paint it backwards so that the design I do is protected by the glass. So Stephen, do you want to zoom in? This is the design I'm going to be doing. We're writing, "Hey there, pumpkin." And you guys say hi to my husband, Stephen, behind the camera tonight.
Hello, everybody.
Hey there, pumpkin. Isn't this font so cute? Send in the hearts if you love that pumpkin font. It kind of bounces. It has that calligraphy look, but it's really, really cute. So definitely let me know if you are a fan. I'm going to get started just by writing with the dry erase marker. "Hey there" is kind of a sans serif, doesn't have any serifs, totally all caps font in this design. And I love this project because it's very forgiving. If you're not very experienced hand lettering, that's okay. You can write it out, and then you can always fix your mistakes before you flip it over and trace it with the paint. This is just basically my template for what I'm going to write. And pumpkin is so fun. I'm just going to kind of do this in a one fluid motion, this cursive. And like I said, I'm going to be putting this in my entryway, so I think it's going to be really welcoming, cute, and kind of have that little sense of humor. If you guys would put something like this in your home, if you maybe have like farmhouse style and you love to decorate with old windows, then I want you to share this video on your timeline right now, because I think you're going to be really impressed when we're all done.
And Melissa, how did you get this window? Like, what kind of...
Yeah, this is a real like barn window my sister gave me. She's actually renovating the family farm that I grew up on, and she gave me this old barn window. I did already paint it, just this white. I just kind of cleaned it up a bit and painted it white. It was like this cream color, it was chipping paint. The thing is, though, is you want to be careful when you're working with old painted surfaces because they can sometimes be painted with lead paint, so you want to make sure you use a mask and a lot of precautions there. Okay, so I'm loving this. I'm going to come back in and kind of give myself a guideline for where, oh, that looks so cute. I'm going to give myself a guideline for where the lines are going to be thick and thin. So that's like that. This is thick like this, and you see how it doesn't have to be perfect because this is going to all get erased. So I'm just basically writing out what I'm going to be painting on the other side with a more permanent medium. Don't forget, you guys, let me know in the comments if you have any questions, because I am here with you and I will answer right away. And let me know where you're tuning in from. The K has a really thick line there, so do you want to zoom in one more time, honey, and show them this, what I'm kind of going off of?
Sure.
I suppose you maybe have to walk around to do that. I noticed that the K, it doesn't have very many thick lines. I'm just going to do it like...
And if I'm not mistaken, you found this on Pinterest?
Yeah, of course. Who else goes on Pinterest all the time? Comment in if you are a fan of Pinterest. I love it. I go on there all the time for inspiration. When I'm not on Home Talk, of course. Home Talk has just as much inspiration as Pinterest. Okay, so then the P has the thick line coming down like this. And like I said, this is kind of a calligraphy style where the vertical strokes are thicker than the horizontal. Okay. And this is just a normal dry erase marker. If you're just tuning in and you're like, what's she coloring with? This is just a normal dry erase marker because I'm going to be able to flip this over and paint this with a more permanent medium. I'm actually using a chalk marker tonight, a white chalk marker. And then I'll be able to erase this, basically, template that I'm making. Okay, and the M is nice and has a big thick line right there. That's so cute. I love it. Send in the hearts if you're liking this, you guys. As far as hand lettering goes, I get a lot of questions about, how do I have such a steady hand, or how can I hand letter? How did I learn to hand letter? I definitely just doodled a lot, and it just comes with practice. So if you are intimidated by this, give yourself some grace and give it a go.
Melissa, what's a good starter project if you haven't done a lot of hand lettering?
This one is literally the perfect starter project because it's so easy to just adjust it and make sure you have exactly your design, and then you just trace it on the back. So technically you hand lettered it, but it's really forgiving because you can just adjust whatever you wrote before you make it more permanent.
And let's say you don't have access to barn windows. Where might you find something that would work for this?
Yeah, so any type of glass would work. You could even get a picture frame, like a big picture frame, and take out what's in there and then use that. And that looks a lot like a window, honestly, so I think you could fool a lot of people. Here, I'm gonna adjust this line because I want this to come down like this and make that smaller. Like that, probably. So see how I'm just erasing out what I don't want to trace, and I'm making it like proportional, and I'm making it look more like the other P that I did over here.
And is there any limit to how much you can write on this before it starts to,
Kind
be
of show.
permanent? Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to use is a chalk marker, and it does erase, which is why I'm putting it on the back side of the glass where you wouldn't have access to scratch it, and the glass will protect it. You can scrape it off since it's glass. You can use like a scraper if you want to change out your design later and do it for Christmas or some other season, which is great. So it's not like completely permanent ever. Since it's on glass, no matter what you put down, you can pretty much scrape it up. Although I would recommend we're going to be using liquid chalk marker. Otherwise, if you wanted to use like a Sharpie, just look for like the water-based paint pen Sharpie. You don't want to use a permanent marker, but you could use a paint pen. As long as it's water-based, it should come up fairly easy with like a scraper and soap and water. So as you can see, I have this design done. Now I'm thinking I'm also going to be painting a pumpkin, like a little cute pumpkin right here. So I'm going to draw that out. I love these like novelty pumpkins. Those ones are my favorite kind. So if you guys are liking this design and you're excited to see the end of this project, click share. Every single share on this video, you guys, tells Home Talk that you want to see more projects from me and that you were inspired by this type of decor.
And if, like me, you're feeling
Look at
intimidated because you couldn't even draw a pumpkin like that, you can probably also find those on Pinterest.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So we just have these pieces of paper on the table here, just so I can see through my blue dry erase. But since we're writing in white, I'll be taking those papers away later, and you can see the design. Now, see, I flipped it over. This was the original paint on the window. I didn't paint this side white, so you can see it's like this kind of chipping cream color, and it's really authentic. So now is the part where we trace, and it's great because I can't wipe this off. Isn't that awesome? I can't wipe it off because my design's on the other side, and whatever I put over here is going to be more permanent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with white. I want my lettering to be white, and I want the outline of this pumpkin actually to be white too. Kind of a unusual...
White pumpkins.
Well, yeah, but it's not actually going to be white. I'm going to come in with orange. It's just that I've seen pumpkins before that have like a white outline instead of a black outline, which is what you typically expect, and I think they look really cute. So I'm going to try that. I do have white pumpkins in my house, though.
Yes, that's why I did the exclamation.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have white pumpkins, too. Comment in if you have decorated with white pumpkins this season for fall. Have you decorated with white? Or are you having a hard time finding white pumpkins? I've had some commenters on my blog, Welcome to the Woods, on my page, say that they're struggling to find white pumpkins where they are, which is crazy to me. Like, we had tons of choices around here, so. You could always paint, your orange pumpkins white if you wanted. So I'm just doing this quick outline. I love this project because, like I said, it's really versatile. You could do any season, any design. Awesome.
And is there any rhyme or reason to the line thickness?
Of what? Of the pumpkin right now?
Of, what you're doing.
Nope, because I'm going to be coming with paint, so I'm also not being very careful with this because I'm going to be painting right up to it. Right up against it,
Mm-hmm.
this marker, you guys, I want to tell you a little more about this marker. I think that we will have this marker linked in the description on this video, so if you want to buy it for yourself, you can. This is the best chalk marker that I found. You can write on chalkboards and glass very easily. It's the most opaque. It's by a family-owned business, actually, Casa, K-A-S-S-A, and I just recently discovered them. I've used a lot of different chalk markers, and I've definitely been the happiest with this one, so that is my expert recommendation to you. Okay, so that's fine. I think I will come in and paint that too right now because I love painting and I just feel like mixing up some colors. So I have orange. I'm using acrylic craft paint. You can use this on windows because it's water-based. So again, like I said, if we want to take it up later, we just scrape it off. And I'm going to mix up a couple shades of orange and brown to paint this pumpkin.
Melissa, do you have a recommended wine pairing for this project?
Wine pairing? Oh my goodness. Pumpkin spice wine? I'm kidding. I don't know. Oh my gosh, you're funny. My husband always says the jokes.
Well, this just seems like the kind of project where
oh yeah, painting and wine parties.
a
You're
bunch
totally
of folks
right.
get together and they all do this.
Oh, you're totally right. Painting and wine parties. It's all about it. I like to mix up brown by mixing orange with black. I don't know if any of you guys like doing that, but that's my favorite way to mix brown.
I don't think I learned that in primary school. That orange and brown with black.
You're so funny. Okay, so I'm gonna, oh, that's a little bit dark though, isn't it? I can always come in later with it. And I don't mind that my colors are mixed up on my brush. I'm gonna come in on the edges of my pumpkin like this.
Now, are you going over the white line?
No, I'm just trying to go next to it, and it's okay if it covers it a bit because this is not gonna be like the most perfect pumpkin. But the reason I did the white first is because I'm thinking that the white might show through on this side. Let's check it out. Maybe not. You know what I mean? It might stay there. Even if I paint over it, it might actually like be the bottom layer that shows through. That's what I was thinking, but I'm not sure.
An experiment.
Yeah, exactly. So right now I'm making the shadows. I'm going to make my pumpkin look really bubbly. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you were enjoying this, don't forget to send in the hearts for me, okay?
And Melissa, if people want to see more videos like this, where can they go?
Yeah, you guys can check out my page, which is linked. Welcome to the Woods. You can also, we are actually like doing a lot of home DIY right now because we're in the middle of a home renovation. But you can also check out Home Talk because I have a Home Talk profile, and Home Talk has lots of other really talented creators on there that can inspire you for each season as you decorate your home. I can't wait to get started on Christmas stuff. I mean, definitely I'm still into the Thanksgiving, and I want to like commemorate Thanksgiving and make sure that I'm not forgetting about that really important holiday. But gosh, Christmas is fun, isn't it? Are you guys itching to decorate for Christmas already?
I know I am not excited for it because that means snow is on the way.
I know, snow. We get so much snow around here.
And Melissa, for people who may not be as good at coloring in the lines or failed kindergarten coloring like yours truly, do you have any tips in order to avoid just blasting those white lines with the orangish brownish paint?
Well, you can always come in and add more later. Like you can always add white on top, especially acrylic craft paint. I don't know if I would come back in with my chalk marker, but I'd come back in with white acrylic craft paint if you wanted to just redo that. But I love that. You see how the shadows are kind of making that look more three-dimensional? So I'm just gonna come.
What kind of brush are you using?
It's just like a paintbrush. I don't know. It probably has polyester bristles, but it's not really important which specifically what kind of brush you use. I should probably be using a thinner brush right now. Yep, I like that. That's looking really cute. Okay, and back here we're going to do a darker color because it's in the background. Okay, that looks nice. And then we want the brightest orange on the top.
And then when you're mixing this paint here, I see that there's kind of a bunch of different areas. Is there a specific rhyme or reason to why you have the paint mix the way you do on this?
No, I just
thing?
did some darker blacks, some oranges, and then in-betweens. So it's just really whatever.
But you are picking certain things as you go.
Oh,
through it.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so now the really dark brown that I mixed up, I'm going to do the stem. And I'm hoping on the other side that this looks just as nice as on this side. We'll see when we flip it over, won't we?
And if you're liking this video, be sure to share. The more shares we get, the more HomeTalk knows that you want to see more of Melissa.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting us. Hey, this is turning out really cute. What do you guys think?
And what's that little pigtail right there?
It's like the vine. You know what I mean?
Oh.
You do like a vine usually when you're...
I don't often see pumpkins sold with vines.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you can. Oh, that's so cute. It looks really good, I think. All right, let's see. We're gonna do a thinner brush.
If y'all like this pumpkin, send in the hearts.
Yeah.
This is about 10 times the pumpkin I could make. At least.
Do you know what though? I don't know if that vine is gonna show through because like I said, what I paint first I think is what's gonna show through on the other side. So let's see how that vine looks. Okay, cute. And I'm gonna add a little more black in here because there. Okay, I'm good with that. Now I want to do my hand lettering, and again I'm going to use this marker just because it's so much faster and I have so much more control. And I think this time I'm going to take this away so you can see the letter. Let's see.
It is definitely tough to see that P over there, but as you fill it in, I'm sure.
Yeah, what do you think about that, honey? Is that looking good?
Yep. Let me just adjust the camera here.
I like this simple font too. You know, sometimes those just nice and simple hand lettering. Actually, you know what I'm noticing now that it's backwards is that I slightly went upward. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And that's okay for the pumpkin because the text is supposed to bounce. But that's not okay for hey there. That's supposed to be straight across. So I'm going to start on this side actually so that my hand, since I'm right-handed, doesn't smear what I write. I'm going to start here and I'm going to just immediately start taking the letter down. Write it downward so it doesn't look like it went up the whole time. That's what I love about this project too, you guys, is as you go, you can adjust, you can make it look better. I also like to, when I'm using something like this, a chalk marker, I like to have a different sheet of paper here to get the paint out, so I'm not going up and down on my piece that I'm wanting to be finished. Sometimes when you push the marker up and down to get the paint flowing, you can get blotches. So you definitely don't want to do that. There, that's looking really good. Do you see how I'm just tracing this backwards? And when we flip it over and we erase the dry erase marker, it's going to look quite nice. It's going to look quite perfect. Awesome.
And for people tuning in, if you've done this project before, we would love to see pictures.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, yes, because I've done window designs in the past, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen projects like this too. If you've ever done one, he is so right. I would love to see a picture of it. Please share in the comments a picture of your window design. I love that idea, honey. Good idea. It's hard when you don't have thicker lines. You have to kind of be pretty steady because you can't really come back and adjust it. They all have to be similar in width. Every line has to be similar in width. Oh, see? I came in and smudged the H, but that's okay. I'm on glass. I can just wipe it up and fix it. Okay, that's okay. I know it still goes up slightly, but it's alright. I think it looks really good. And I'm going to get started on the word pumpkin because it's going to be so fun and cute.
And for people who might just be tuning in, Can you tell them why you are writing backwards?
Yeah. Well, first of all, if you're just tuning in, tell me where you're tuning in from, because I'd love to know. In the comments, shoot out, are you in the United States? Are you watching internationally? Where are you from? And then, second of all, I want to explain that what we did was take a dry erase marker on the other side of this window, and we wrote out our design of what we wanted to write. I'm writing backwards because we're putting the design on the back so it's protected by the glass. We basically flipped the glass over, and right now I am tracing the design I wrote. And I almost wonder if it would be easier to just fill this in with paint instead of the chalk marker. Maybe I should line it with the chalk marker and fill it in with paint. That's not the worst idea.
And Melissa, when you're filling these in, is there any like thought to how filled in they need to be in order to show up?
On the other side, you mean?
Yeah, yep.
Well, I was just going based on the thickness of the design. That was our inspo. I put that down now so you can't see it, but I wasn't really picking the design or the line width based on anything besides how thick it looked on the picture. I'm assuming that picture was not hand lettered, like that somebody printed that on their Cricut or something as a stencil, and then they did that font. So in order to get that ink flowing, I have to kind of do this every so often. There it is. I really love how this marker looks. It reminds me of like a paint pen, but it's chalk looking. Oh, whoops, that line didn't go. See, and I can just wipe it off right away before it dries because that line wasn't the right, it didn't match up perfectly with.
How long does it take for the lines to dry?
Well, I don't know, like 30 seconds to a minute. It's not super long that you have to work with it, but even when it's dry, you could scrape it up or wipe it up with water and like soapy water in a rag. I never have bought a Cricut. You guys should let me know in the comments if you own a Cricut. I've never bought one, basically because you can see right now what I do when I want to do something that looks handmade or hand lettered. I just do it. I just kind of plan it out with my template and then I go for it. I do have more of these. I wonder if I should run and get another one because I'm not sure if this is running out or not. I've used this on other projects, so it might be nearing the end of its life. Oh, that was a nice line. That was a nice...
Do you have any sense for roughly how long these last?
Steady line. Yeah, so that's one thing that I don't like about specialty markers is sometimes you buy them for a certain project and then the next time you go to use them, they're all dried out or weird. You can't use them again. So I like these chalk markers and I also like Sharpie paint pens. Those are some of my favorite choices because they store really well. So when you come back to use them for another project, like they're fine. I would say you could definitely count on 4 or 5 like pretty intense projects with one of these pens. And they would last, I don't know, I would assume if you stored them well, they would last for a really long time. My Sharpies, some of my Sharpies I still use well. I store them horizontally in my craft cupboard and they've lasted like years because I just don't use that color very often, like red or whatever. So then I'll have like a Sharpie paint pen in red that was from years ago that I'll pull out to use here and there and it still works.
And is there a reason you're doing all the writing in white?
I just think it'll look cute. I guess I could have done it in something else like this color. I guess I could still try and fill it in with that color and have it outlined in white. But I just thought it would look nice. Actually, the wall I want to put it on is painted black. So I was thinking that it would really pop. You know, kind of how like right now it's against the black table or the dark espresso table. I was just thinking that against that dark color it would really pop. Okay, now I want to show you, before I fill it in, just to really get you guys excited about this and show you what it's going to be like, I want to flip it over and erase. Oh yeah, look at how cute the pumpkin is! Oh my gosh, so I'm going to erase the blue now. This is my template that I made with my dry erase. And look at that! Oh my goodness, yes! Send in the hearts if you love it. It's turning out really good. That's looking really good. Okay, and share, you guys. Share, share, share. If you love it, share. I'm going to flip it over and fill in these lines. Do you know how long we've been filming, honey?
29 minutes.
Okay, well, we got to finish up here. But I think I can get these filled in to make pumpkin looking really cute. I'm going to start on this side. I was also thinking one thing that would look really nice is like stapling on some fall leaves on here. So I also have that at the end to look forward to. Okay. I do have some paint, but it's not the exact same color. It's like pearl white. So I think if you want to do this project and you wanted it to go a little faster or be more opaque, you definitely could fill in the thick lines with paint after you used the paint marker to get like that, you know, steady flow of what you were writing. You could just fill it in. Like right now I'm filling it in with the marker, which is fine. But it's definitely looking like a little bit streaky, kind of like how when you're writing with chalk, because of course it's a chalk marker. So that's totally stylistically up to you. I almost just filled in the loop on the K. That would have been bad news. That would have been bad news, guys. Here I'm not worried about, you know, encouraging the ink to come out, because if it gives me a little blotch in this large area that I'm filling in anyway, it's no big deal. That's why I'm not using the paper anymore. I wonder if I should run and get another one. So you guys, if you're just joining right now, because I'm assuming a lot of people just shared this when I flipped it over. I'm kidding. But if you're just joining, you guys, then I want to recap what we did so far. We are writing this window design backwards, because what we first did was drew out our design with dry erase marker on the front of the window, and now we're doing this design on the back. We're doing this so that the glass protects what we made, and our little window design can kind of last through the elements. This is even something that if you had it against a flat wall, you could even put it outside, because the glass would protect it. Put it like on your front porch or something. That would be cute. Actually, I'd love to know, you guys, if you made a window design, where would you put it in your home? Would you hang it like on your siding? Would you hang it in your entryway like I am going to? Where would you put something like this? In your dining room? Oh my gosh, you could make something that says like gather and put it in your dining room. That would be cute. Very like harvesty and fall like. Okay, that's starting to look really good, and I'm almost done. zone there. It got kind of quiet and still for a little while. I hope that you enjoyed watching me hand letter this, you guys. I want to show you now the little extra decoration that I want to put on here to make it extra special. This is what we have so far.
Let's get a shot of that on the, maybe at a little bit higher of an angle.
Isn't that cute so far?
Yeah, a little lower, right there.
Isn't that cute? I love it. Hey there, pumpkin. It's very welcoming and adorable for the entryway. I love how the pumpkin painting turned out. And then I wanted to add some faux leaves on here too. So as you can see, the cool thing about this is now that it's flipped over, I can't scratch off my design. It's all protected behind the glass. And I think I'm going to put some faux leaves on this corner, just here, and staple them on a little bit. I think this is going to work anyway. With my staple gun. And another one here. I love these like kind of burnt orange colored leaves. They're really pretty. Like that. That is looking really nice. Send in the hearts, you guys, if you're loving it. I hope that you were really inspired by this.
And Melissa, are you going to give us a shot of it against the black wall?
Cute. Yes, yes, yes. I think I want to put one more, though, up here. What do you guys think? I think that looks nice. What do you think, babe? Should I do one more?
I agree. I think you should do one
Okay,
more.
one more. Okay, let's see, like this. This, and then I need to take this tail, I need to tuck back here. Okay, perfect. Now, coming over here, and I want to show you, I'm thinking I'm going to hang it right here. Isn't that darling? Oh my gosh, I love that. And for hanging, I just have this little wire back here, this mechanism. See? So that's really nice and easy. If you guys loved this project, don't forget to click share on this video and join us again next time for Home Talk TV.